according to rapture law. So today's topic is obsession. We gotta wait a second. We're gonna let some more people get in, share it out to everybody. We gotta make sure that the obsession really sets in, and all the Discords and all the Patreon chats and all of that are, sufficiently tuned in. Let's give them some time to get their people together. I know there's a couple Discords out there that, they're too busy looking at pictures of me. So people are, text your people, tell them to stop looking at those pictures of me and get to the call, get to the VC. Because now, instead of looking at pictures of me, you get to hear me live. Hey, Muffin Man, how are you? Hey, Corvette. How is everybody tonight? So, here is a small little secret. I'm always late on purpose. Because, the people that are obsessed see the time that I post that I'm going to go live, and they free up that moment. Whatever they're doing, they stop. They're like, okay, I'm going to be wrapped up by, 9:25. I'm gonna wait for him to go live, even though they know that I'm going to be late. It still annoys them that I'm late. Who's saying what, Jamie Lynn? Hey, Tina, how are you? Don't block too many people, Britt. Let them get a chance to talk. Hey, Rem. Hey, Explain. Hey, Harley. Hey, OG. Hey, Paige. Hey, Animal. I'm good. How are you? Oh, that's okay. So, I got a question, Jamie Lynn. What would be so wrong if you were? Hey, Monster. I did. So, I'm going to point something out to Jamie that I've never once said nobody should not go associate with Holly Mae. I've actually stated multiple times over the past few days that just because I'm not a fan of somebody does not mean that you don't have the opportunity to see them from a different view. It's obsessive for people to try to cut people off from what they consider to be the other side. And I don't consider Holly Mae and them to be the other side. I just consider them to be terrible people. But even though I think they're terrible people, it does not mean that you should not be able to experience that for yourself or be able to get a better experience because, again, people might be able to see them from a different view. I'm sorry about that. I got a little individual group chat on Discord, and last night, right after Amanda's live, I went and typed in there that Holly Mae is going to try to stand up for the conversation that didn't happen because they want to trash Queenie, and that's their motive behind that, and it's only because they want to trash Queenie, sadly. But even though I'm like not okay at all with Holly Mae Rutina, I still would not ever tell anybody to not go experience them for yourself. Maybe they're telling everybody to not hang around me or Bougie or OG or whatever because they're afraid. So we're going to talk about obsession, and we're going to talk about how people's obsessions on TikTok, and it can translate to really any social media network, has a negative effect on them. The stuff that it does to them, how they get into this cycle, and how they can get out of it. It's really easy. So for the past, year, 2, something like that, I've always said, hey, fuck off, go away. It's easy just to put the phone down, go watch somebody else, go talk about somebody else. But then I realized that if I wasn't me, I would want to watch me all the time too. Why I say that's not being conceited, is because I see it happen to Bougie, and I'm like, I get it, the obsession. If you're not friends with her, why would you not want to be? Or why would you not want to be like, yeah, this is why I'm not friends with her, and she's such a horrible person, this, that, or the other. The same goes for many other people, with Snark, with fucking OG, with a lot of people. So if we got a lot of people that are running around watching us, and they're doing nothing but recording us, listening to us, taking everything that we say, and being like, well, who has the right to say that? I'm sure that's what they're saying. Mittens, too. Hey, Amby. Unblock them. Don't block anybody. Everybody's welcome. Until they, start talking in the chat, funny, and then even then, we'll still try to talk to them together. Like, why so negative? Where's that positivity at? We'll see if they got any questions that are legitimate, and we'll see if we can't answer. Oh yeah, I'm blocking. They're good. We'll wait for Savage to get in here. Hey, MMs. Alright, once Savage gets in here, they're unblocked. Tell them to say hi, and then I'll continue. Because they're pretty good, I like them. Thank you, Rose. Hey. No, I seen who it was, but it's okay. That's why I was like, don't block anybody. Because we have to set an example. Even if you don't agree, you're still allowed to listen and voice your opinion, as long as you're not like obtuse about it, like unknown would be. So on the screen here, we have an example of the euphoric state that obsession creates. Credit goes to Skinny Claus for this example. So you see her face. You see how Stop blocking people. You see how her face is full of joy. It might not look like joy to all of us, but that's as joyful as it gets. How the pleasure is just radiating out of her face. Again, it might not look like pleasure, but that's as pleasurable as it gets. How the hair is just, it looks almost knotted up. Almost like it would be more euphoric to put a brush through it. But we're not here for that. We're not here to say how to brush your hair. We're going to tell Scammy Claus how to make more time in her day so she has time to brush her hair. Because obsession can be time consuming. Okay, and it isn't just Scammy Claus, it's a lot of other people. Obsession can make you blind to certain things. People that you surround yourself with. What they talk about behind your back. Why Tattoos and Cadillacs sent me a message between him and somebody else that says you were technically forced to resign because you were inappropriate with a student. That's why the asterisk is next to your name under your retirement. But as wild as that sounds,
yes. I don't know. It said Brittany just invited me to join a box. Or Brit, sorry.
I'm gonna drop you, though.
Okay.
You can come up here in a minute.
No, I'm good. I got a box request and I was like, oh, okay.
All right. I'll talk to you soon. All right, well, anyways. The reason why I got that was because Tattoos and Cadillacs was pissed off inside the Discord, and I don't even pay attention to most Discords, and all of a sudden it was just like, boom, there it is. I ended up kicking Tattoos and Cadillacs out of that Discord, but the receipt remains. I'll be able to release that receipt on August 30th, 2026. Now you guys might be wondering why. Scammy Claus can put it together. I think a lot of other people can put it together too. I don't know if it was a trap or a trick or, because Tattoos and Cadillacs a little bit lame. But whatever. I don't give a fuck about anything, really. So I disregard everything. But I remembered it was there. Somebody telling Tattoos and Cadillacs that Scammy Claus has the asterisk next to her name on her retirement because she was forced to resign because she was inappropriate with a student. And I'm just like, I never really put any thought into it or any weight into it because Tattoos and Cadillacs has said that before publicly. I'm sure everybody's heard it. But Scammy Claus, why don't you text Tattoos and Cadillacs, because I know you guys are talking, and say, hey, fat buddy, what's your problem? Anyways, student inappropriate or not, we're going to get on to the topic of obsession and why people like to follow people around and, talk about it. Now, can anybody here tell me, what feeling do you get by making somebody else feel less than? right, Monster. You are followed around every day. Have I ever seen anybody here make somebody feel less than? Or have I seen people here try to bring people back down to reality and make them equal to, and remind them that they are equal to? That's debatable. And I'm not going to say that I haven't tried to make people feel less than, and I'm not going to say that I have tried to make people feel equal to. But what I am going to say is that my existence, the second that I speak about Santa Claus, automatically makes her feel less than. Santa Claus refuses to have a conversation. You're right, Chevy. 100%. Santa Claus will not have a reasonable conversation with anybody. Santa Claus's reason is, let me work with the person who just a very short time ago went live and put all of my private information, address, number, business, all that out there. Let me work with them. Let me let them in the chat. Let me let them talk and, stir up all this negative drama. And the sunshine. Her reasoning is, I need attention so bad, that I'll do anything to get it. Let me go work with the person that just not too long ago, I put out all of their information. Look at that. Look at that real quick. How desperate someone is. Is it being desperate, or is it just like, I don't know, there's no morals there? Are they right when they're just doing anything they can? And it doesn't matter who, doesn't matter what, doesn't matter where, doesn't matter when. All they want to do is talk. And it's always negative about other people. Where's the constructive criticism? Like, hey, you're fucking up, but here's how to fix it. Here's my advice. Do we ever hear Santa Claus say that? Or do we just hear Santa Claus, her fix, her positive is creating pay stubs to make Jenna Stronger seem like she got a job, and that Santa Claus's torture did good. Yes, that is Santa Claus in the picture. Do we see any positivity come out of anything Santa Claus does? Oh, but you might say she donates to a food pantry. But I would venture to guess that it goes one of two ways. She either spits on the homeless peasants before she gets there, or she spits on them on her way out. Because that's all anybody is to Santa Claus. Just a peasant. Notice how she acts so entitled, like she's so much better than everybody, like she's so smart. She was a teacher, guys. A teacher. She was a teacher. That's what she says. She was a band director that made a shitty fucking song because her dad made one that actually got popular, and he was praised for it. But when she made one, it was a shitty little song. She could never live up to what her father did. She's always tried. She never will. She understands this. That's why she spends her time on TikTok trying to bring everybody else down, so she can look at them and say, now you're below me. Jenna Stronger, I don't know a lot about Jenna Stronger, and I'm going to be honest with you about Jenna Stronger. Take it from my experience overall on this app. Everything that everybody said about Bougie turned out to be not true. Everything that everybody has said about OG has turned out to be not true. Everything that everybody has said about Mittens has turned out to be not true. Karma, not true. Mallory, 99% of it, not true. Well, who's me? I can tell you for a fact, not true. What makes me think that anything that these people have said about Jenna Stronger is actually true? I understand, Rum. But I don't know for myself. At some point in time, I know this would be clipped. I wouldn't mind having Jenna Stronger up here to talk to her. She doesn't have to. She doesn't have to schedule it. She doesn't even have to tell me. At any point in time, whenever she is comfortable, if she is comfortable, I would like her to request a box. And if she does, I would respectfully ask everybody to not trash her. Anybody. Because when we all played Follow the Leader on Bougie, and we all played Follow the Leader on OG, and we all played Follow the Leader on Mittens and Monster and everybody else, we were all wrong. Now, that doesn't tell me that, it can't be right. But how do we know? How do I know? Unless I find out for myself. Hi, Miss Holiday. Instead of caps locking in the chat, would you mind taking a box and telling me what you're talking about? Okay. Here. I will be slapped with a defamation of character lawsuit, Florida man. This is a lie, and Jen will admit. I don't know what the lie was. What was the lie? What am I getting defamation of character lawsuit for? Yeah, okay. Jen and you talk weekly. That's great. But here's the thing. Pastor Petty also said Bougie drove by his house and took pictures, and everybody believed it. And nobody talked to Bougie. Everybody tried to argue she did it. So I'm not going to believe anything anybody says about anybody until I experience it for myself. I think that's a respectable way to approach things. Oh, so you think I said something bad about Jen? I thought you were defending Santa Claus.
Hold on, Ferdinand. I don't know if you're seeing half of this Miss Holiday's comments, but let me break it down for you, lady. What he said was, so many people have been mislabeled and people believed it. So he would like to have a conversation with this Stronger lady himself versus believing what everybody else said. So where is defamation in that?
Yeah, I got it. Is she good?
No.
I'm not going to be mean to you, but
I'm not being mean. I'm just reading this shit like, wait a minute, what, where, like, the man just fucking said he would like to have a conversation because, hell, people have probably lied on her.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's referring to the comment about scamming because she said, are you insinuating she had relations with a student?
But go up, honey, because she said, I talked to Jenna Stronger weekly.
Yeah, I seen that.
Hang on just one second. Mike, is that the, or Florida man, is that the one I just sent you?
Oh, I don't know. Look, she's just disrupting this. She
Yeah.
can have her opinion.
No,
If
I
she's
was
stuck
trying to fix the background because you can't see the comment.
If she is stuck on that one thing, she can continue to be stuck on that one thing. It'll be proof to show that people cannot move forward.
Yeah, because she said again, Florida man is insinuating, as he has before, that Scammy had relations with a student. So now she's back on Scammy again.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then now she's saying, I do talk to Jen weekly. Pick your battle, Miss Holiday, because 1 minute it's Jen and 1 minute it's Scammy you're talking about. So,
Twilight Zone.
All right. Miss Holiday, are you screen recording? I'm going to give you a couple seconds to start the screen recording, okay? Let me know when you are, because for Scammy's defamation of character lawsuit that she's going to slap on me, I'm going to say it for you while you have a screen recorder. That the asterisk next to her name, Scammy Claus and Ingresso, of her retirement from the school is rumored to be that she had an inappropriate relationship with a student. I am in possession of text messages between Tattoos and Cadillacs and someone I cannot name that has that information in it. I will release those text messages on August 30th, 2026, when I am legally allowed to. Now, if that does not make that very clear, play it back, listen to it twice, listen to it with Scammy Claus. Next week, call Jen and listen to it with her, and then come back and talk to me and tell me why I don't give a fuck what you think. It's pretty easy. So, yeah, that's Scammy Claus in the picture. That's Scammy Claus. This is her in her most joyous state. And I know it doesn't look very joyous, but that's it. Also, Miss Holiday, if inappropriate relationship with a student, your mind goes to that, I don't know what your problem is, because an inappropriate relationship with a student can also mean that you are taking them out to lunch, that you are overstepping your boundaries as a student, within the student-teacher relationship. That could mean, come over to my house and practice this. Parents can get uncomfortable. You know, it's a forced recognition, not like a criminal charge. So how bad could a forced recognition be? Are you saying that you have faith that the schools will cover up sexual abuse? I don't have any faith that a school would cover that kind of thing up. So, ma'am, I think you need to readjust what you're aiming for, because it could be anything. It could be nothing. But I never once said that it was anything sexual. So get your mind out together. Anyways, on to the obsession, like Miss Holiday. People can be obsessed with a creator in a hyper-defensive way, as we see with Miss Holiday. And then creators can be obsessed with people that they see are better than them in a hyper-defensive way, a hyper-aggressive way. So I'm going to go ahead and read off some notes here. You know, because everybody's going to say, you just chat GPT this stuff. Okay, you do it. Research is research, learning is learning, no matter how you do it. But do understand that when you use chat GPT, it just goes to Google and it just pulls up a couple of results and it kind of puts it together. It doesn't get the full range of results. Okay, nothing wrong with chat GPT. I'm just saying, it's better to do manual research and read for yourself and then nitpick parts and all that where you can actually put it together. You can use ChatGPT to help, for sure. It's a tool, but it should never do all the work for you. But if you want to just sit there and take the easy route and say, oh, he could never read, okay, that's a dumb argument by dumb people. That's okay. Let it make your brain hurt. Let them talk. Notice how...
Hi, hey, hello. So
Hey,
you just do us a favor, or maybe I'll just stay in the box, or somebody in the box, because all of us down here cannot read no comments, and our eyes are going wonky with your text on that picture and the comments. It was a whole hot mess.
Well, you guys' eyes are going wonky because Scammy Closet's eyes are going wonky too.
Right, but those of us that like don't have our glasses, and you know.
You can stay in the box. I'm not going to say anything horrific yet.
Oh, I'll mute then. I just can't read the comments, and nobody else could either. So I was like, let's just figure this out. I'll mute up. I'll murk up though. Here we go. Because I need to learn about this obsession topic. Because I mean, you know, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. So we're going to talk about why they latch on and don't let go. They are after an identity, and they have a motive for their status. They use public call-outs that can be a way to like virtue signal, like they're better than people, or this person's not as good as me. And they use topics that try to demean other people. They do that to gain attention. Several studies linked moral grandstanding, which if you don't know what moral grandstanding is, Google it. I did. I didn't know what it was. It's okay to not know what stuff is. That's what research is for. Several studies link it to status-seeking traits and more frequent moral conflict in everyday and online life. The reinforcement from the audience, the defense of the person by their followers, the chat reinforce everyday repeats of that activity. There's a parasocial dynamic. Followers form one-sided attachments to creators. We might just call those one-sided attachment to creators holidays. They join conflicts with a creator. They defend creators without any proof. So are we getting that, you know, there might be a holiday issue everywhere. Also, don't come in here and talk shit. You will become the example, like Miss Holiday. Don't fall for the trap. I am doing laundry. So the attachments with these creators, they can feel personal. They can feel meaningful. Sustaining obsessive monitoring and commentary, they use it as a way of doing reviews for social status to ensure that they are seen above the other individual that they're commenting on. They develop parasocial bonds that are persuasive. And they surge in social areas like TikTok. They do it for the algorithm. Again, platforms that are optimized for engagement can amplify sensational, conflict-heavy content. Outrage that earns likes and shares and becomes more likely to be expressed again, creating a loop. TikTok-specific studies in journalism suggest the recommender can quickly tilt towards provocative, angry content, which keeps viewers inside conflict systems. As proof, yesterday, my calm, steady live started, I don't know, I got trash for having 79 people in here. I appreciate those 79 people. It ended with 130, but today I open up with news about Scamming Clause's forced resignation, and I have 170 people in here already. So if we can't see, and the comments are much more active and excited, so if we can't see that this is an example in motion of what this type of content does to people and the type of people that it attracts, that you're stuck in a loop, you're stuck in a cycle. All you want is angry content because you don't feel anything any other way. Disconnect for a moment. Take a break. Understand that the spike that goes up, you have to do more vile shit to keep it going up. You have to bring other people down further to keep it up. It's going to crash eventually. And when it does, that's when your little parasocial relationship with someone like Scamming Clause puts you out. Cognitive closure and sunk cost. Once someone has publicly declared a verdict about a person, disconfirming evidence threatens their self-image. Doubling down protects identity, confirmation, and consistency pressures those that are watching to continue the narrative, especially when the audience is clapping. Why won't they stop talking about that person? They get a reward, and it loops. Outrage earns engagement. It gets the algorithmic and social rewards that people are unable to get in other ways. They mistake it for positive feedback. It teaches the person to escalate. It teaches the person to have their people that are watching them escalate. They use moral outrage to generalize engagement by taking people and making them much lower than they are. Feeding the people watching them the idea that they are to be looked up to and the other person is to be looked down on. Echo chambers and a spiral of silence. If the victim self-censors to avoid being piled up on, the hostile narrative looks like the consensus, like nobody's speaking out. Everybody's just saying, fuck this person. The silent person is now validated for being wrong because everybody else is right. Even though sometimes it feels hopeless to argue against such a vast amount of what I can only say is stupid people. And that only encourages more people to pile on. Because now it looks right. Now, time to join the right side. Now it's okay to, say fuck this person because everybody's doing it. It's called a spiral of silence, and you can Google that too. The theory helps explain the mute the minority dynamic. And research has just begun to apply it and study its effects on social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Why they invoke trigger topics and emotional frames. Effect heuristic. I've talked about that. When people decide by feeling rather than facts, emotionally charged claims. Think of the kids. Violence, bigotry, scamming, beggar. It can create a shortcut where careful evaluation is lost, and anger will rally a crowd. The effect heuristics literature documents how emotion steers judgment, often overriding data. The example is bougie. What a horrible thing for somebody could possibly do, drive by somebody's house and take a picture of the kids and the details and all that were there, the trigger topics, when logical thinking left. Where How would someone get through DC traffic, back through DC traffic, 40 minutes away, hour away, back through TSA in 30 minutes? From experience, I argued for 4.5 hours over a plane ticket while Regina and Dora held the receipt that showed it was the complete wrong date. And for 4.5 hours, I purposefully argued while I had Bougie losing her mind behind the scenes. And I'm just like, it's cool. Calm down. I got this. I know. And that 4.5 hours of wasted effort on Dora and Regina's part was 4.5 hours that I will always use to show that people do not read the receipts. They just tell you what they want you to think and hope you believe it. Oh, hey, Smashley, why did you make a fake receipt? And then say you made a fake receipt to show people how easy it would be to make a fake receipt, and then post said fake receipt without any context of it being fake. And why did I get so many text messages being like, what is this? Why did you text her this?
I'm just up here to mute.
Hey, what up? Oh, and hey, Smashley, why don't you take a box? Why don't Malibu take a box? I know you sent somebody in last night to be like, smash that, take a box. But there's so much less negativity over here.
Hey, bestie.
How's it going?
Did you ever show proof on Malibu being responsible for the accounts that posted Muffin Man's photos?
I don't see anybody else in the box. I see like a black box.
Nobody's asking you about Animal.
Okay, so here's the rules. All right.
See, this is why I don't join, because you mute.
You can be aggressive if you like.
Because you mute. Because you mute. This is why I don't join, because you mute. You want to control the narrative. Monster straight said she didn't get any receipts. Why haven't you shown receipts, Florida man? Where's the receipts, baby? Seriously? I've got plenty of screenshots of when she asked.
Okay. Well, that's fine. But here are the rules. We're going to be polite. We're not going to talk over one another. You're not going to be disrespectful to nobody. So nobody's going to be disrespectful to you. I'm not encouraging anybody to be disrespectful to you. I'm actually encouraging people to be respectful to you. So, respectful conversation. Questions, answers. Listen. Don't interrupt. And same goes for me. Everything I'm saying, same goes for me.
If you want me to answer questions, I want to see proof that Malibu was a part of the Muffin Man accounts that posted children. That's what I want to see, and then I'll answer whatever you want me to answer. Florida.
Why did the story change so much?
That's not what I asked, right? That's not what I asked, Florida man. You want to know why I didn't join a box? Because this is why. Because you just gaslight people.
No, this is deflection.
So are you going to show proof, or maybe Muffin Man can, because you guys have blamed Stephanie for 2 years now? So are you going to apologize for now?
No, because I do have.
Are you going to apologize for blaming Stephanie, or what?
Here's where you're interrupting. You try to dominate the conversation, and this is an example for the people.
I asked for one thing. Florida man. If you want me to answer all your questions, I will answer all your questions, but you need to answer me first.
And I asked for one thing as well, Smashley. And the fact that you were being combative, the fact that you were being interrupting, have a conversation. Show the people that you can do it.
Or show that you can show receipts. There's a start.
Pretty sure everybody knows. Remember that time you said, Malibu said, me and Smashley don't text. And you said, yeah, we don't text. And I said, oh, but wait, you do. Here you go. And then you freaked out. and then you lost your mind, and then you were like, yeah, look, everybody, look, it was just this one thing, and then the point behind it got lost, and like I'm questioning.
What are you? I don't even know what you're talking about.
I can show you the video. Remember what was?
Okay, all right. Can you show that, please?
Sure can.
Thank you. Thank you, Sunshine.
What the fuck is that? I don't know if they were trying to say that was part of Anna's baby or not. Okay, so what that doesn't say is she was laughing at my reaction.
There's another one. There's one where it's like we don't text.
Like,
Right on the highway again, Florida man. That's the only question I have. That's the only question I have. And again, like I said, it's not against her. Can we just...
You remember the time? Listen, it's just time.
What the fuck is that? I don't know if they were trying to say that was part of Anna's baby or not. What are you looking at? Okay, so what that doesn't say is she was laughing at my reaction. She was laughing at my reaction, and I can show it. Watch it. I just sent you. They said she just showed that. Watch my reaction.
Okay, so that's the time I'm talking about. I'm sure you remember it. It was a very triggering time for you.
no, I definitely remember when this happened, and I definitely remember being like confused on what you were trying to say at the time. And then once I got the video, I knew what you were talking about. So just like you were able to pull up proof, just like of where Malibu is the person who made up those accounts.
Here's
Can you
the
do
thing,
that?
I can't.
I didn't think so. Yeah, I didn't think so.
I just said I can. Why are you saying I didn't think so?
Well, you know what I can do? I can show proof that you're a pedophile. How about that? But I'm not going to because,
That's trigger topics right there that you're trying to bring up in person.
Oh, yeah? Like somebody posting half naked pictures of babies? That's not triggering?
You, Malibu, yeah. Stephanie, yeah.
I can show proof right now that you're a fucking pedophile. How about that, Florida man?
Are you trying to use trigger terms to rally the crowd against me, or is the crowd actually seeing that I just said I can show proof, and then you immediately cut in and said you can't?
But you just showed proof, right? You just showed proof of something I asked you to show proof of, and now you can't show proof, right?
People see you. People see you. I said I can, and you just said, "Oh, you can't, huh? I can call you a pedophile." That's trigger topics.
No, that's not what I said. I said I also can show proof that you're a pedophile. How about that?
Oh, that's trigger topics.
So is you saying that somebody posted half naked pictures of babies, right? Isn't that triggering, Florida man?
Isn't it triggering to green screen someone's DV story?
I didn't green screen shit.
You allowed it and denied it to be taken down. When I asked, you said "fuck you." You said I'm not.
I didn't post shit. I didn't show shit. That wasn't me.
I was not the one to be.
That was not me. That was not me, friend.
It was on your platform.
Okay, well, there's a lot of shit that goes on your platform, so I don't want to go there.
And I own all of it. I accept responsibility for everything that I allow up on my green screen, up in my box, what people say. Because the people that watch me, they're not incited by anger. They're actually reasonable. They're actually logical. They actually understand what you're doing. When you ask if I can show proof, and I said, yes, I can. You said, oh, you can't. I can show proof you're a pedophile. That's you trying to incite people against somebody that you know has the proof that you in Malibu went and did that shit with Stephanie. I have
that
proof.
We weren't even around then.
I have proof that you're
and you know that. Then show it.
He's friends with Stephanie.
Then show it.
The way TikTok works.
Even Muffin Man knows that it wasn't fucking us.
The way TikTok works is I'll show it and you'll be like, oh, it's fake. What was with that fake receipt? By the way. Why was it an iMessage receipt?
The one I made?
Yeah. Why'd you make that
No,
message receipt?
No, just because I know that you and I don't have each other's phone numbers, right? And I wasn't actually trying to, do what you're doing now. I wasn't. Can I finish?
Everybody knows.
Can I finish?
I don't have iMessage.
That's why I did it. You think if I really wanted to actually frame you for something, I would have done iMessage, bitch? I would have done it for fucking Discord, if anything.
Oh, wait. Actually, hey, Smash, nobody knows that I don't have iMessage. That's not a known fact.
Wait, so you're gonna gaslight again. Got it.
No, I'm gonna show people that you were just saying whatever you can to look smart, to look like you know, and you don't. You have no idea. I've never once said on this app that I have iMessage or I don't have iMessage. This is the first time.
Florida man, it was immediately brought up that was a fake fucking message, bro. Why are you tripping?
Because you posted it with oof, with no tell.
Absolutely. Isn't that what you do? Almost similarly? You go live and then you say things that aren't true, like Malibu is behind those accounts or I'm behind those accounts, and then you don't have any context and you don't show any proof. Isn't that kind of what you do, Florida man?
Why does it bother you if it's not true? Why does it push you to the point to be like, I'm going to defend myself preemptively with it suspiciously? And
well, then why are you defending yourself?
I'm not defending myself.
Well, me either. I'm just curious if you got proof.
But the iMessage thing would be.
Do you have proof? I don't think you have proof.
What if that?
I think if you had proof,
on an iMessage,
you would have shown it. I think that you manipulate people and you gaslight people.
Yeah, so you're blaming, you deny, attack, reversal. You know that Darvo shit. That's what you're doing. Instead of having
You've been doing your research. I'm glad you're researching yourself. I'm really glad that you're researching yourself.
Instead of having
that makes me happy.
Logical conversation, you would rather attack, deny it, justify your actions. At any point in time, we can have a logical conversation where you can speak, I'll listen, I'll speak, you listen, and we don't personally attack one another like you attempted to do. I'm not going to take any of your insults or attempted insults any kind of way, because personally, they don't matter. That is your deflection. That is just like Miss Sunshine trying to deflect on everybody. That is just like...
Again, do you have proof on this or no?
I have proof on everything.
Okay, well then you should show it. I'm sure Muffin Man would like to see it, right, Muffin Man? Where you at, girl? Because y'all have been blaming Stephanie for 2 years, so should you be able to hypothetically prove that it is Malibu and I behind those accounts, wouldn't you owe Stephanie an apology?
No, it's Stephanie, too. Now, how close have you been paying attention to it? How close?
It's just what you're saying. It doesn't make sense because we weren't around when that stuff was going on.
Yeah, the second round, yes, you were. But how close have you been paying attention to it?
The second round, yeah, but the first round, no.
Nobody said the first.
The second round, I didn't fucking know Muffin Man.
Nobody
I didn't even know her.
First round, nobody said first round.
It doesn't matter, but you said you didn't clarify, right? No context, right? No context.
How long have you been?
No context,
how
right?
Deep have you been paying attention to it?
No context, right?
How deep have you been paying attention to it? Because if you have actually been paying attention to it, you would have heard me say several times that there are two separate people texting on that account. There are two people. I've said that.
Yeah, now it's me, Malibu, and Stephanie. Yeah, I guess. He also says he has proof of us having like back end conversations with Stephanie, I guess. I'm just wondering if anybody in here, all fucking 34 of you guys that actually still support him, are going to ever ask for proof. That's kind of my point here.
See, I'm proud to have 34 people that support me because...
yeah. I mean, it's better than nothing, right? It's better than nothing.
No, that's 34 more people that are quality people that I appreciate. And I'm sorry.
Or it's birds of a feather flock together.
I'm sorry to demean your audience the way you do and to prove that it's all about the numbers for you. But it's not about the numbers for me. I could have one person in here. I could have two people in here. I would appreciate both of them. I can have 100 people in here. I would appreciate all of them. But you just said you're 34 people that still support you. Cool. That's 34 people than I really feel like I deserve. Okay?
Well, you started out with more than that until you